everyone, it's Emma, otherwise known as Gazette Girly, and either welcome or welcome back to my channel where I mostly talk about zines, which are handmade magazines. So for this video I'm going to be showing you all the zines I made throughout August, which these ones here, I'm kind of counting this thing as a zine because it's like a paper craft, but we'll get into that later. So essentially I have made 2.5 or like three-ish kind of zines if you count this as well, because this one here is still unfinished and I'm probably gonna finish it off in September. It's just been a bit more time consuming than I expected. I've also, in general, August has just been all go. I did my first ever spoken word performance, and then I did a second one, which was the first time I ever spoken to a microphone. I've been posting poetry on here as well. I hope people are okay with that. You generally don't have to engage in those videos if you do not want or have no desire to listen to my omnichord spoken word. It's not an obligation. If you're here for the zines, I am 100% still primarily a zine maker. I've just decided I'm allowing myself to share all my creative projects in one space, because usually I have like 5 billion different channels, everything needs to be separate, and I'm tired of it. I'm allowing myself to just have everything in like one space, one room. That's okay, that's allowed. I'm allowed to have multiple ways to express myself creatively, and I'm really enjoying doing the omnichord spoken word. I wanted to be a writer when I was younger as well, so it's kind of transferred nicely over into that, and it's really helping me get out of my comfort zone, like performing in front of people as well, and just embracing the cringe. Like sharing the music video for this poem I wrote called Banshee was so out of my comfort zone, and I literally gave myself secondhand embarrassment the second I hit like upload. But we're leaving it up, we're riding the wave. That's like my little alter ego. But anyway, let's get back on into the zines. Ooh, and quick mention, I'm finally employed again. Woo! So that's nice. But anyways, the first zine I made in August is the unfinished one. This was inspired by an illustration I did in my sketchbook, and it's called Pillow Forts. And in my sketchbook, I just basically drew myself like kind of sleeping on a pillow and just having some thoughts above my head about like a scenario that was going on, and I thought it would be fun to transfer that into a zine. So this is all done through biros and watercolors. The first page, it says, "Welcome to Pillow Thoughts, a zine where I share thoughts I've had whilst in bed, my head on a pillow." The first thought is, I don't know, I kind of want to redo this thought. I don't like it that much, but it's like the second you get into bed, you just need to pee. That's annoying. This is about when someone gives me a notification and I'm like ready to fall asleep, and then my phone, I've forgotten to turn it off vibrate or put it on silent fully, and it wakes me up. And then this one is about sometimes actually feeling like it is safer to ghost people, especially as a woman who has been on dating apps before. Sometimes people come across way too strongly. They won't take no for an answer, and I'm predominantly against ghosting when you know the person is going to handle rejection well, but sometimes I'm like, my safety is more important. A lot of the time I feel like there's going to be a few people who relate to this, so I kind of wrote, can I tell him I just don't like him, or is this genuinely safer to ghost him? And that is like the third pillow thought in this. And then I need 3 more to go, and then I need to finish the back page, but I'm kind of happy with how the illustrations have came out, and I really like the colours as well, and I've just been so into watercolors over the month of August. So yeah, that is the first zine I made in the month of August. The second zine I made is this one, and it's called Let Me Rest, Let Me Drown. I think originally I was going to do it on feeling depressed, but it kind of ended up being about grief, and it's a very collage heavy zine. I had a lot of fun making this, and it felt like just a massive release of emotions that kind of came out. I didn't intend to make this one again, and sometimes my favorite ones are always the ones I have not planned out. So it says, I will lay down flowers for you in every city I go to. And I found these like cool rose stickers, so I kind of use them as an ongoing motif throughout this scene. And then here it says, my grief made a river, like the idea that you're crying a river. And then this is just kind of feeling lost, like you're really missing the person, like they're in this other world and you can't reach them. And then I wrote, where are you? Like they're kind of just like in this celestial plane that you're just not able to get to. And then will we make it on time? It's this idea like you're kind of like seeking them out, trying to find them, trying to look for them. Like maybe there's a light that will kind of represent them. This is what this image is symbolic of. Like everything's kind of mundane, but like this person like you want them to shine through you, like you want a sign that they're somehow still there. I don't really know why so much of my artwork recently, including like this zine, has been centered around grief. I did have 2 pet deaths this year, so that's probably why. And also, like, I just found a load of old letters that I kept from like my grandparents who passed away when I was 14, who I was very close to, and yeah, it just made me grieve them a lot. And I feel like grief, it's painful, but it can also be a very important and quite beautiful emotion, and I really do like channeling that in my work as well. So yeah, that is the second zine of August. I was on the way to do my first ever open mic night. I was just walking along Brick Lane to get to the venue. It was really good vibes. I was with like one of my close friends, bit of emotional support. I had my Omnicord, and I just hear this lady kind of make a comment saying, ugh, that tattoo on her arm is disgusting. Bear in mind, this was a grown woman. Imagine being a grown adult just saying that. Also, I'm very much someone like that. It's one, like, if you have something against me, you really don't like something I'm doing with myself, just directly tell me. When people make like passive aggressive comments like that and they're not direct, it makes me so angry. Like, I would genuinely rather someone come to my face and say, I really don't like your tattoos, because if they're bugging you that much, at least have the balls to just be so upfront with it. And I'm like, I mean, it's a horrible thing to do anyway. I don't think anyone should be commenting on people's appearances. And it just really rubbed me the wrong way. I was like, I need to just get to the venue, because like, ugh, I was like ready to be like, well, I think your attitude is disgusting, and just go off on her. But I was like, you know what, not even worth the energy. So I made a very tiny mini zine called Things That Piss Me Off. So it starts with the saying, you need to get a real job, all jobs are valid, an office job doesn't make you better than others, because I've basically gone back to a more sales assistant role, and I'm really like, it's at a really cute gift store. Like, I have, everyone I've met who I've worked with so far, and I've only done 2 days, has been so lovely. I really like the products. It's all like independent traders. It's a really nice store. And even though I am doing sales, I'm also doing like a lot of admin. There's a chance for me to do social media, some marketing for them, host workshops. Like, it's not just a sales role, but it is in a shop, and because of that, there's that thing like, oh, you're not in an office anymore when you were, so it's kind of like you've regressed backwards, even though like if you work in an office, you should continue working in an office. And thus, like, that weird mentality around it, and hearing so many people use the term real job or big girl job, it just, I don't know, I just hate it. Or like, when you're trying to chat to someone and their automatic question is asking like, what's your job? Like, it's apparently that's one of the most important things about someone, when I really don't think it is. I'd rather hear about someone's passions, like what's your least favorite emotion to experience. I don't know, just things that aren't always related to employment, because I think employment, it's necessary, unfortunately, to survive in this world, but the sort of pedestal we put certain jobs on, I just find weird. And then, of course, we have the strangers who comment about other people negatively, just like mind your own business. And then another thing that pisses me off is people who laugh or judge people for being bad at something when they're trying something new and actually have the guts to put themselves out there, whereas it's usually the people laughing who aren't trying. They're not allowing themselves to be a beginner. They're not trying anything new, and yet they still have the nerve and audacity to laugh at someone who's actually going for it. Those people give me the ick, and I do not like them. And then I put interviews with 5 million rounds, because I have been through so many of them, whereas like I've got to the second round and it's like, no, we're not going to progress. Or it's like, yeah, this is going to be a 5-round interview, and you like get really close to the end and just don't make it. I feel like it should just be maximum, absolute maximum 2. Maybe like a little intro video phone call and then like an in-person one. I don't know, but I feel like 2 should be enough. And then people who think landing a job is easy peasy lemon squeezy, because I have some older relatives, my family will know who I'm referencing, who just think the job market isn't as bad as it is, and it's really easy to get employed at the moment, when it's really not. So yeah, this zine was kind of inspired just by situations I was going through and what's been going on in my head, and just wanting to get things that annoy me out on paper. So yeah, that is Things That Piss Me Off. Now, the last kind of zine I made is this zine here, and it's called Love Hides in Corners. So originally I wanted to try and do a heart chain zine, and for some reason whenever I try and cut a heart chain, it doesn't go well. I don't know what I'm doing wrong. I need to talk to someone who's really good at zine folds to figure it out, and them to just really talk me through the process in person, because I've been looking at the YouTube tutorials and they just ain't helping. So originally this was meant to be like a load of hearts on top of each other that could open up, and I was going to do it about romance and feeling cute in kind of contrast to the more like grief-esque, pissed off, kind of more negative, channeling negative emotions or like deeper emotions that aren't related to more positive things through zine making. But it didn't go to plan, but I like that it kind of looked like angel wings, so I was like, oh, I could do like a kind of hide and seek thing. And then I spent ages cutting up a load of blue paper to make these wings have a bit more texture. And then originally I was going to do a lot more in here, but I ended up just kind of writing hides in corners and putting love on the front. It actually took me 2 days to make this, believe it or not, even though it's a lot smaller than some of the other zines. But I feel like when I get into a flow and I'm just doing a standard fold, I can really just collage for a whole like few hours and then I'm done. But something like this just took a bit more work. Like I had to wait for the paint to dry, I had to stick all like these other bits of paper down, cut up all the letters. It was just a bit of a longer process because I wasn't using scraps I already have. I was kind of making them as well. So I'm kind of, I don't know. I'm putting this in with the zines I've made in August, even though I wouldn't say it's the most like ziniest of zines. It still opens, you still read it, there's still like some kind of message, it's still interactive, you know. So those are all the zines I have made in August, and thank you so much for watching this video, and please remember to like and subscribe if you want more zine related and obviously now omnichord poetry related videos, and have a lovely day.